Hey guys, it's Hannah again. I haven't been on here in forever. I know, I suck. I completely suck, but whatever. You know what? I'm here now, and I missed you guys. I miss talking to you guys a lot, and I hope you missed me, you little devil, you snazzy person. No, seriously. Okay, so I've come up with not an agenda, but a rubric, not even a rubric, just a plan for each video, because I ramble a lot and get off point, and I realize that I never talk about anything specific for a long short time. So my handy dandy notebook, Blue's Clues, I know, no, seriously, so I'm gonna have a useless fact, a block topic, and then tell you my next topic, and then give you a book reference so you can go read a book, because reading is good for you, and you should always read because reading makes you better and gives you an escape of life. No, seriously. Yeah, okay, so drum roll. Okay, so our first useless fact of this amazing video blog is: did you know that the past tense of the English word dare, as in I dare you to lick the window, is durst? I definitely thought it was dared, but this thing says it is durst. So I durst him to lick the window. I dared him to lick the window. I durst him to lick the window. I don't know. I'm going to use it in my paper and see what my English teacher says. And then I'm just going to be like, yo, guess what? You're wrong. It's durst. Ha ha ha. How about them apples? But yeah, okay. So, the blog topic for tonight is going to be the school system. And this is a really wide topic, but I broke it down into some main groups, and I actually started last night when I made a status on my Facebook about it. And my status was, I don't think we teenagers understand how strong we actually are. I mean, we go to this place called high school that basically turns into war before first period. Then we have the perfect student model shoved into our faces, which just is so irrelevant and not fair. And let us not forget the lovely grading system. We are all different, so how do they expect us to all have outstanding grades by this test that some person made that doesn't even know how we think? Our brains are different. We all have different values and different ideas that create knowledge. So who are they to tell us that we got a bad grade? Who are they to tell us that we're wrong for what we value and what stayed in our minds? So, the school system really seriously needs to be tweaked a lot, because there's so many different things that go into it. The main thing is different learning techniques. Some people are visual, and then some people are visual or you have to read. Some people, you have to literally show them. If we're finding the volume of a square, you have to show them a square with the length, width, and height. Okay, those are visual learners. And then you have these learners that just need to read the directions. Say you need to read the directions of how to put a toy car together in mechanics, and they can do it right then and there. But then you also have different learning techniques about studying. Some people have to make flashcards. Other people have to highlight. Then you have others who just completely don't have to take notes, and they need to walk around. Like my friend, he needs to walk around the classroom and he aces the test. I mean, we can't make students fit into a specific form. It's impossible. We as students cannot function like that. You can't control us when it comes to the school system. You cannot control how we learn. You can try to make us sit there and for an hour to 2 hours about some kind of lecture about photosynthesis and how they wrap themselves into cocoons or whatever. You can make us sit there for an hour and listen to your boring speech, and we will leave the classroom with no new knowledge at all, because it's not how we learn. So yeah, sure, Some people enjoy lectures. Some people love them. And that's great for them. But what about the other 95% of the student body who can't learn like that? Then are you telling us that, oh, well, you know what, you're going to have to be like that just to learn in this class? No. We have that enough with society telling us how to be, like how to dress and how to look and what weight we should weigh and what height we should be and how we should wear our hair. No. We don't need that in our school system. We need people to be lenient. We need them to be expandable. You can't force us to learn a specific way. It's not possible. You're trying to teach us that yes, the world is full of difficult situations and opportunities and stuff, and you have to make the best of it. Well, I'm trying to make the best of it. I'm trying to do it my way, and here you are standing in front of the class saying, no, you can't do it like that because that's wrong. That's not how I teach, and that's not how I want you to study. Or that's not how I want you to learn this information. Who are you to tell me how I'm supposed to learn this information? Excuse me. It's my brain, my knowledge, my computing system. You have no say in what's in here. You have any say in what's in front of me and what's beyond this classroom. Perhaps. It's a big perhaps. But for all you have a say in is that you have a say in the stuff you teach me. And that's only to a point because you're controlled by some person out in some smart county or country telling you what to teach us. And you only have the power of how you teach it. So you know what? I'm giving you that power. But don't force that power down my throat. That's your power. And I have my own. So do not force me to learn a specific way. It's not fair, and it's not helping me pass the SATs and the PSATs and the benchmarks and the SOLs because that's my focus. I'm not focused on making you happy because I learn the way you want me to learn. Okay. Yeah. So then the next subject is different ideas of cool. This isn't really like the school system, but it is the school system because there are too many kids preoccupied with like what's cool and what's not cool. Some kids, you have one girl, we can name her Sabrina, who thinks it's cool to study all the time and read books. And yes, you're right, it is cool. It's great. Like, good for you, Sabrina. You know what? You're cool in your own specific way. But then you have Jacob, who thinks that, you know, it's cool to go to football practice every day and not give a damn about my grades. You know what, Jacob? That's cool. That's cool in your own way because you have your priorities and that's cool. But then you have these teachers or people who say that, you know what, it's not cool how to wear your pants like that. You know, wearing your pants like that isn't that cool. Or talking like that isn't really cool. That's you should watch your language or what. And you know what I say to those people? Who are you to tell me how to dress and how to act and how to talk? Okay? You don't get a say in that. Yes, sure, you can suspend me, you can give me a referral, you can write me up, you can give me a bad grade. I don't give a crap. Because when I get back to school, I'm going to do the same things over and over again. The whole thing about being your own individual person in high school is for you to be your own person. How am I supposed to be my own person when you're controlling me? Okay? You're talking about being an individual. Well, I'm sorry. Last time I checked, an individual is being yourself. And here you are making all these comments about what's cool and what's not cool. Excuse me, I'm being myself, so shouldn't that be okay regardless of if it's cool or not in your book? And as far as I'm concerned, your book is a piece of crap because I don't need to abide by your rules. I need to abide by my rules. And yes, okay, my rules may get me in trouble, but that's my issue. Okay? My issue, not yours. Yeah, sure. If you see me being disrespectful to someone, yes, step in and tell me. Because then I would want to look over myself and be like, oh, maybe I could have been a little more nice. But no, if I'm wearing pants too tight or a guy is wearing his jeans too low and you can see his underwear, well, you know what? Guess what? Don't look at his butt. Don't look at my butt or my legs because my jeans are too tight for your little opinion. Alright? Why are you looking at his butt? You don't need to be. Look at where you're walking. And if his butt is in front of you, then look at your feet. If you don't like how her hair is and you don't think her hair is cool, then don't look at her. You know what? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it all. That goes for students and teachers. Because oftentimes, teachers say really mean things about what's cool and what's not cool. Like, if it's cool that you're talking or not talking. If it's cool how you pronounce something or not pronounce something. If it's cool that you have the wrong name. Or if it's cool or not cool that your dress doesn't match your shoes. I got up in the morning and I feel beautiful in this dress and these shoes, so I don't give a crap of what you say. I'm going to wear this, and I don't care if it's cool or not cool. And it's hard to have that same mindset every day about, you know what, I don't care what they say, I don't care. But deep down, there is some part of you that does care. You care, and I know you don't want to show it, and I know it's really hard not to show that you don't care, or it's really hard for you not to let it get to you. But sometimes you just have to face them in the face and just say, you know what, I seriously don't value your opinion, because it tears me down when you say something's cool or not cool about me. And the school system is just completely made up about it. It goes with the dressing and like what you say, but it also goes to what your grades are, how you did on a test, what you wrote for your answers. I mean, teachers are going to give you back, okay, if a kid gets back like a 98, they're going to be like, this is a really cool grade, congratulations. But then you have a kid getting a 64, you know, this isn't so cool, I wish you had done better. What if he had tried his best? What if the person who got the 64 tried his best? Then you're going to say this isn't cool? No, that's rude and disrespectful, and it's tearing the soul down. Like, no, that's not okay. And it's just, school system doesn't have the right to define what's cool and what's not cool in our book. It's that simple. Okay, so our next idea or topic, well, not topic, but like thing is, people have different ideas of what makes you cool. Well, what makes you smart, I should say. Like the school system, they have this perfect image. They have this perfect image that says, you know what? The smart person gets hundreds, has straight A's, has a 4.5 GPA, has wonderful grades on their SATs and PSATs and SATs. They are great, they are responsible, all that, yada, yada, yada. All that I hear when they say that is, I'm not good enough. And you know what? You're good enough. You're good enough regardless of what they say. If you're happy with your B's and C's on your report cards, or heck, even D's, you know what? Good for you. You're smart. You're smart. And perhaps, maybe, that you don't know. You could give a crap less about mathematics, and you don't give a crap because you don't need those to feel smart about yourself. Good for you. Now, granted, you still have to take the class and pass to move on to the next grade, but that doesn't mean that you have to sweat over the homework. And teachers and principals don't have the right to tell you, you know what, you're not smart because you failed this homework assignment. No, they don't have the right to say that. Some people might value the knowledge of the history of art because they're into art, like my teacher. She was incredibly into art, and I had her for humanities. And she didn't teach us a lick about humanities, but God, she taught us all about art. And the strokes of the paintbrush and how you're supposed to color and the mixture of colors. And granted, she was great. And no, we didn't think she was really smart because she didn't teach us the subject. But now that I look back on it, the knowledge that she did have on the art history, she was pretty smart. Like, she was pretty smart. And it's just all those people. That's why they have different teachers for each subject. It's because those teachers were once in high school and once in college and said, you know what? I really value mathematics over history, or I really value sciences over history. I mean, it's all the type of person who you are. It doesn't matter what the school system says. You're smart. End of story. You may not be smart in the same subjects as your friends are, but that's why we're different. That's why we have different personalities. Yes, we're all made up of the same DNA and the same nervous system and the same bone structure, but that's the basics. What makes us us is the deep down characteristics about what makes us smart, what makes us cool, what we think, what we know makes us us. And the school system has no right to say, you know what, you're not you because you didn't get a good grade on this test. It's ridiculous, and it's irrelevant and not cool. Okay, so our last one is different persons. You can look in a classroom and you can see many different people. First, when you look in a classroom, you see Okay, there are white people and black people. That's the basic contrast of the classroom. And then you go in and you say, oh, she has long hair, she has short hair. He has long hair, he has short hair. Basics. Elementary school basics. And then you get into the depth. Well, hold on, her nose is a little longer than his nose. Or her eyes are a different color brown than his eyes. Or her ears are slightly pointier than his. And then, once you get to talking to the different people in the classroom, you discover that they're totally different. You might be talking to two white girls who have long brown hair and brown eyes and same shaped ears, but yet they're completely different. One girl can value math and science, and this other girl could value art and English. And it's just, whoever created the school system about these whole tests and PSATs and SATs and evaluation tests, they must have been smoking some hardcore crack, because how are we supposed to measure our knowledge when we're different? Yes, we're teaching the same, yes, we're being taught the same curriculum as everyone else, but yet our brains work differently. Yes, you can say that no, our brains don't work differently because we have the same brains matter, but we don't. Yes, our brains might weigh more, our brains might weigh the same, but our left side and right side of our brains are made of completely different information. I mean, I can bring my brother in here, and his brain is not going to be as made up as the same as mine. I mean, granted, yes, I'm older, but it doesn't matter. My friend and I are complete opposites when it comes to favorites. Yes, she values humanities subjects, and I value math. We are the same person. We are in the same grade. We're being taught the same curriculum, yet she has different learning abilities than I do. She doesn't need to study, whereas I need to study or I will fail a test. She doesn't need to practice her spelling or her grammatical errors. I need to look over every paper my English teacher gives back to me so I don't make the same mistake over again. She can completely just wake up and pass a test without even glancing at the notes or glancing at the information and get a freaking 98, and I can go in and take a pretest and get a 64. It's just, we're different. So how can you expect us to get the same test with the same questions, with the same wording, and yet give it to different people and expect us to get the same grade? It's impossible. This world was meant to be different. That's why we're born. We're born to make the world into a better and different place. And instead of being taught that from the very beginning, when we first get into school, we're taught to be this perfect student, this perfect human being who gets A's and B's and passes high school and goes off to this college to do the same thing. And instead of shoving the perfect student image down our throats, they should be shoving the fact that we're all different, and we should support the fact that we can survive with being different. Because that's the issue. People are scared to be themselves because they're scared to be different, and they fear the differences of everyone. And it's a bunch of bullshit, because we need to be stronger than the other people. We need to be stronger than the last generation so we can make this world a better place. I'm done. That's it for tonight. The next topic, which will probably be Wednesday because I don't have school because it's a teacher work day. The next topic is what your boyfriend or girlfriend do for you and maybe what they shouldn't do for you. And the book of the week is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. It's a really great book. I've read it over and over again, and I learn something new every day. I hope you guys enjoyed your Monday, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. See ya!